Hey, this is Rick from Hiking Emergency Beacon, and I have a brand new playlist for you, and it's about the Garmin GPSMAP 66i right here. Now, this is going to be a longer playlist of things that are going to go on for about a month. I'm in 2023, late January. Probably wrap this all up about the end of February. But I have made a mistake in my last video. You can see it right here. Card will pop up here, and it was about a failed navigation and trackback test with the 66i. There are so many things to know about this thing, it can get overwhelming. And so I always want to give every satellite messenger or communicator a good opportunity to be successful and to be my new favorite, and to make sure I understand how it works. So I made some mistakes on this last one. I still put the video up though. Got a lot of comments. I got a lot of great comments. Well, anyway, we're getting into a series right now on the 66i. Before I tell you more about that, please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so that you won't hurt my feelings. No. Please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you'll be alerted as soon as I put out new videos. This first video is going to be about the SOS and email, both sending and receiving emails. The next video after that is going to be about the MapShare and how you can let other people see where you're at and track and all the settings on it. Now, the MapShare does coincide a little bit with this first video, and that is there's a way to message people on MapShare. So I will talk about this in a little bit. Let's talk about the SOS. Now, I did say I was going to put a link up for the previous video that I messed up, but guess what? I'm not going to do that, because the link that I want you to see on the screen right here is about SOS. I did a test with the IERCC, and I tested the SOS. I scheduled it. I think you have to schedule it 72 hours in advance. I scheduled it out. They didn't call me. They messaged me. Actually, they did call me, because when you set that up, you have a phone number. If they can't get a hold of you, the phone number, they have phone numbers of your contacts, your emergency contacts, and but they will message you. So that whole video shows that, has me talking to the young lady on the IERCC team. So check that out in that link I just provided. All right, so it's super simple on this. On the SOS, there's this flap, cap, cover, whatever you want to call it right here. And I'll have screenshots up on everything I'm talking about here, because I'm sitting here looking at it myself. It's better just to see it on the screen. It's a lot better. But you just open this cap up or cover, hold that button down for about 3 seconds. They will contact you. I would say you don't want to do it on accident, and it's hard to do it on an accident because it's hard. That cover is very secure. But it works. IERCC contacted me really quick and gave me a lot of confidence about the SOS and how fast they contact you, and will get search and rescue teams out into your area if you really need help. Next is messaging, and specifically sending messages. There are several ways to send messages. So on this out right here, and it's kind of funny. It's not funny at all. I had just done a video and I covered this whole thing, but I forgot to hook up my audio. It was so irritating. So this is take 2. All right, so I already did this for you guys. There's a menu button right here. If you just select that twice, then it pulls up the menu, and I have changed my icons around on here. And you can do that if you go into settings. You can change how the things you use the most you can put up towards the top, because there's, like, say, 2 pages of stuff here. And I arrow over to the right and I select messages, and then there's send preset. I will tell you right now, there's send pretext here, and then under send message or new message, there's quick text, I believe it says. If you go to send preset, this is where I should have stopped already and told you that when you get a not inReach satellite communicator, make sure you set everything up first, because there's contacts, there's social tab, there is the account tab. You need to make sure everything's set up in there, so you have your preset messages, you have your contacts, people that you want to have be contacted. You want to have your emergency contacts, so IERCC can contact them, and then you have health-ish things. Say, I had a stroke back in 2013. Well, okay, so I want them to know that. I also want them to know I have high blood pressure. So that all is in all those tabs. Make sure you just fill all that out before you head out. Because when you're messaging, you want to then not just check yourself and make sure you're doing things right. You want to make sure the people you're messaging know to be watching out for it. That, hey, you're going on a trip. They just all of a sudden like, hey, where's Rick? He's been gone for 3 weeks. Okay. But that they know how to message you back, and there's several ways to do it. So just make sure you got all that straight before you head out on your outdoor adventure. Okay, so on the first one, on the send preset, I'm going to click on that, and I have 3 preset messages. Now they're just quick messages, and one says, I'm checking in, everything is okay, then I'm starting my trip, and then I'm ending my trip. 3 messages, and what you do on those messages is you select who you want them to go to. And I have, I think, just my family members. So if I want just a really quick message to them, preset, it's great. I don't have to type in their contact information. I don't have to type the message. There it is, done. Okay, I've already done all that. I've already sent a test out, and I've got screenshots of all that. Now the next thing you can do is under new message. Here's where you can do a type a message, send quick text, and send location. Now remember, send quick text is different than preset, because the last page was send preset. Yep. All right, so first on type message. Now this is where I can select 2, and what I've done here on my previous video that I'm not going to show you, it highlights 2 right here. So if I hit 2, then it pulls up anybody in my contacts list that I've put in here. And so there's myself. I'm going to actually send it to my phone. So I select it. Once I select it, a check mark shows up next to my name. Then I have to go back to the beginning here in the same page, just arrow up or down, and then I select done. Now after I hit done, then I can type the message. So here's where I hit enter, and I go in, and I'm just going to put in test, T-E-S-T, right? Yeah, I can spell sometimes. All right. So once I'm done with that, and let's see here, test, and then you go down to the bottom and you say done. Then it highlights send message. And sometimes you think, you hit done and you're good. You're not. You have to hit send message. All right, so the message has been sent. And so now I'll hear the beeps going off on my 66i as it sends and receives messages. Now, you're not going to hear them right now because I did it in the email that I just did that I messed up, right? But I did it. You'll have screenshots up of everything. So the second way to send a message is a send quick text. Now this is the same type of thing. It shows the contact. So I'm going to go up because my name is last, and I'm going to select Rick. Now the check mark shows up again. Then I go back and I hit done. Now, this is where the quick text is different. I already put in quick text. This is where I say, on your settings page under Explorer, the Explorer web page, make sure you go in there and you put in, I think it's under contacts, you put in what you want your quick, it says pick quick text, what your quick text is going to be. You can put anything you want in there. So I think I said I'm stopping here on my last one. I already did it. Again, you'll see screenshots. So if I click that, it'll say send message. It has me because I already selected myself. It was a quick message. I didn't have to type it. It was just a quick text. Okay, the third way to send a message is send location. So in this case, you're not sending a message, but you have to go select the person. Done that. Again, has a check mark. Go back to done. And then it says send message. So the message here is, all it says is my location. It has northing, westing, elevation, and it shows that I'm stationary. So I've got this message here. It says send message. So I just did it. I've done this several times today. And you should actually hear a audible beep now in a minute as it'll say that it sent the message. Those are the ways you send the messages. There's basically 4. Send message. Well, there's the beep. I don't know if you heard it, but the beep was right there. So you can do send preset, or you can go into new message, and then you can either send type message, or you can type the message, send quick text, or send location. 4 ways. There is a 5th way. Now, this 5th way is through MapShare. And now that is not me sending. That is not the 5th way. There's 4 ways to send a message. All right, let's be clear about this. There's 4 ways to send a message. If you know another way, let me know. Leave a message. leave a question below and I will get back with you and we'll both learn something. But there's those 4 ways. There's a send preset, there's a type a message, there's a quick text, and then there is share my location or send location. The next thing I want to get to is receiving messages. Now this is where things get a little more dicey. I spent a lot of time talking with Garmin about this, and it's actually an irritable thing for me and for others. If you do not have a Garmin inReach device, then you cannot initiate the message with me on my inReach device. There's some ways around it, but let's just get to the cut to the quick and get past the irritation. If you have an ACR Bivy Stick, a Spot X, or any Spot device, or a Zoleo, or a Somewhere Global Hotspot, you cannot initiate the message with me. If we're out hiking, backpacking, and there's people with different satellite communicators, and you want to talk to me, and you found a great camp location, or a great whatever, or you're hurt, you need help, I have to initiate the message with you first. Then we can talk back and forth. Not talk, but message. Same thing goes with somebody who has a smartphone, and I've given them my inReach email. They cannot contact me first. I was messing with this. I thought for sure you could do it. Of course, on the Support Garmin page, it says right there, you cannot contact the inReach device. They have to contact you first. So then I called Garmin. I said, are you serious? Somebody I give my inReach email to, they cannot contact me first. What if I'm out and I didn't do a MapShare page and I didn't initiate a message and my house burnt down? Nobody can contact me that I have specifically given my inReach email to? If anybody from Garmin is watching this, it's just really irritating. These Garmins are incredible devices and some of my favorites, but you need to fix this because somebody needs to be able to contact you if they just have in there your inReach. I only share my inReach email with about 5 people. I want them to be able to contact me if there's something important. Okay, can you tell I'm irritated? I know several of you are also. Now, if somebody's going to message you, one, if they have an inReach device, perfect. inReach world, we all can talk. Anybody can initiate the conversation. If somebody doesn't have an inReach device, you have to initiate it first. And you basically have to do it every 24 hours. So if you're on a 5-day hiking trip, well, backpacking trip, every day I would have to get up and then send a message to the people that are in my party that have different devices so that we can communicate the rest of the day and they can contact me. I know, I don't like it. I know part of the issue is here, Garmin doesn't want to have a dedicated phone number for spam and other reasons. They want it, whatever. Okay, I can buy that. Now, for people who have smartphones, they also cannot contact you unless you initiate that message first. Here's the way around it. When you set up MapShare, and I'm getting into MapShare in the next video, but I'm going to touch on it here because it's important for messaging. You can share your MapShare page with Facebook and Twitter. I don't do it. I don't want people contacting me. I don't want people to see where I'm at. I only want close friends and family to see where I'm at. So there's 3 ways. Facebook, Twitter, email. So what I do is I send the email to the person and make sure you set your MapShare page up correctly, because one of the things when you have set it up, you can put your email in, you can say who you are, and one of the icons is to click on is to let them message you. And another one is to let them see where you're at. Another one is to let them see your waypoints. Make sure you select those if you want them to be able to see you and message you. So that's all set up. I've shared my MapShare page, and I'm talking specifically with my family here. So now that they have the MapShare page, now I can go out on my trip. Now I do have to start tracking, and this is one place where you probably pay attention. I don't use auto tracking unless I'm doing MapShare. So if I'm out for a long time, I set auto tracking, because if I turn my 66i off in the middle at night to conserve battery, when I turn it on in the morning, auto track's going to be on, and I don't have to worry about starting tracking myself. So remember that it's good for MapShare. So when your family or friends have the MapShare, then they can click on the email link on their phone, if they get emails on their phone, or on their computer. And on both devices, they can then select message, and they can message you, and they can initiate the message. But you have to make sure MapShare is set up to start with. Make sure the contacts are all correct. You're ready to go. One thing, if somebody's not really technically savvy, is to set a favorite up on their computer so they can click on it. So it doesn't matter if you set this up in the last summer or 2 months ago or last week and you went on a new trip, they can still click on that and see where you're at, and they can message you, okay? Just a little bit of advice. So that is really what all there is here. And I'm gonna have a link up top here to the playlist, and there'll be one at the end of this video, so that you can see. I'm probably going to have 10, 15, 20 different videos in this series as I cover everything from navigating to creating routes to SOS and messaging and MapShare, etc., etc., etc. But check that stuff out, because I'm going to break it all down. Because one of my first video, well, not my first video, the video I did last week, I messed up. I failed on the navigation and track back because I really wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready. And all you're going to see here is the success, the things to do right, or the things to make sure you don't do to make sure you have a successful trip and that you communicate successfully. That's it. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below or offer advice, because I learn a lot from you guys, and I can come back out here and do another video, and I can give you better advice in the future as we all learn together. Thanks again for joining me here in Colorado, and I'll see you in the next video in this playlist series.